So good morning everyone. I am Mr. Santiago Yap, and for today I will be discussing about the differentiated instructions which will be very helpful for students with special needs. So first, let us see the graphic organizer for the flow of the differentiated instruction and how this happens inside a classroom setting. So from the word differentiation, this is a teacher's proactive response to a learner's needs, which, which is shaped by mindset. In order to perform the differentiated instructions, we need an environment that encourages and supports learning, a quality curriculum, assessment that informs teaching and learning, instructions that responds to students' variance or students' needs, and leading students and managing routines. So, teachers can differentiate through content, process, product, and environment. But differentiated instructions may only happen according to the student's readiness, level, interest, and learning profile. So, first, let us define what is differentiated instructions. Differentiated instructions is a framework or philosophy for effective teaching that involves providing all students with diverse classroom community of learners a range of different avenues for understanding new information so that all students within a classroom can learn effectively regardless of differences in their ability. So, mainly differentiated instructions are instructions or activities which was provided so that all range of students' needs will be catered regardless of their differences in their ability. So, there is what we call also the differentiated classrooms, which has been described as that responds to the students' readiness level, learner's profile, and their interest. So, this is like the environment where we can see the students' readiness level, learner's profile, and their interests on the differentiated instructions that were provided. So, what are those three mentioned earlier? So, students' readiness, task, and learning activities should always be in advance of each student's current level of mastery. Teachers should create lessons and learning experiences that are within the student's zone of proximal development. So, students' readiness. We cannot teach students if the activity or the given topic are beyond their capability. So we need to ensure teachers as a future educator to create lessons which are within the student's zone of proximal development so that we can cater the student's readiness. Next is the student's interest. This means that teachers should build instruction based on the interest that students bring to classroom or by offering students choices within a chunk of instructions that the students want to dive more deeply into. If we want to teach children with special needs, we need to understand the students' interest or whether they want or not, whether they like it or not. Thus, teacher should cater what the students' interest will be. Because we cannot teach students if their interest is not kanang dili na to ma-provide sila kung unsay lang gusto nga interest. We should learn to have freedom of choice, and this goes beyond the existentialism type of philosophy in education. Next will be the learning profile. It occurs when students are allowed to work in different ways simultaneously rather than waiting for their turn in the learning profile rotation. This is a variety of students on how they prefer to deal with the content, process, and product. So later on, we'll be discussing about the content, process, and product. But learning profile occurs when students are allowed to work in different ways simultaneously. So this this is like when the teacher is providing an activity and teacher is catering students one by one, but the learning profiles that students will be able to handle or cater that activity on their own special ability on how to deal with that what we call content, process, and product. So, as I have said earlier, teachers can differentiate through content, process, and product. So what is content? Content is what a student needs to learn or how the students will gain access to the knowledge, ideas, and skills. So this is what we taught to the students. This is what is the main topic of what will be what will be discussed in the said topic. Next is process. It is how the students will come to master and own the knowledge, ideas, and skill. After we have taught the content to the students or the topic to the students, it needs to be processed and students should be able to master or own the knowledge, ideas, and skills. So the said topic should be like students should cater it in their own activity or like own ability so that they will come to master it. Next is the product. It is how the students will summatively show what he has learned from the access, knowledge, ideas, and skills. So this is the execution of what they have learned or what they have been processing. So that will be the product.